every week we have somebody on the show who brings intelligence and wisdom, and today it is Darla Redmond. She is the managing partner of a CPA firm, Redmond CPA. Darla, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
You're more than welcome, and I apologize for the bantering between Harm and I, but one thing we've learned over the years that co-hosts, after they've been here for 2 or 3 weeks, they kind of get it, and they know very well that the best part about radio is disagreeing with Joe. And so please feel free to disagree with me and tell you what. So thank you so much for being here. I think I told you before the show, one of the largest amount of referrals in my business is CPAs. Mm-hmm. It has become such a necessity. It used to be this something it was a luxury to have somebody else do your books. Mm-hmm. Now things have gotten so more complex, so more complicated. And I find more and more small business people don't want to take the time to do this. So your business has become more and more important than it ever has. Do you find that? Is it just me? Or do you find that your clients are now seeing you as a major resource where before it just used to be sort of this evil necessity?
Yeah, I definitely think that they need me as a resource now. With the different tax law changes that came in 2018, we've got to balance what's best, what the profit's going to be, what they're going to take out of salary, what's going to be best for the business.
Right. So before we dig into your firm, tell me a little bit about yourself. Give me a little bit about your back. You didn't wake up on a Tuesday and say, I want to count beans.
Well, it's funny because I actually kind of did. I know.
You're one of those people that love the beans.
This is crazy. So, yeah. And I took a math course. Of course, I'm old, so we, had different kind of math way back in the Stone Age. And I took this math course where it taught me how to reconcile a bank account. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. I know I'm a little bit of a nerd, but I thought that was so great.
Oh, yeah, you just showed your true colors right there. Right.
Right. So doing that bank reconciliation, I'm talking to my parents, and this is 8th grade, right? This is like young. I go, I love this. This is so much fun. So my mom and dad were like, oh, maybe you'd like to be an accountant, a CPA. And I'm like, okay. That's what I'm going to be.
Wow.
So when I went into high school, my high school provided 2 years of accounting. And I thought that was great. So I started taking accounting in 10th grade.
And now they don't even have math.
It's so sad. I know.
Right.
Well, I took 2 years, 10th and 11th grade, and then they said, well, we don't have any more accounting in school for you for 12th grade. And I said, wait a minute, I'm going to forget everything. I can't not have accounting because this is what I know I'm going to go into college and major in. So how can I take a year off of accounting? This is devastating for me. So
it's devastating. I want no beans to count.
Exactly. So they agreed to do like this work study program. I got to go to the local community college and take the college level first year of accounting. So I continued.
You are the first person I've ever met that admitted that. Now, I know some people that love numbers, right? Mm-hmm. You're the first person that actually admitted it. Yeah,
well,
I like numbers.
I always laugh because, I grew up in Northern Virginia, and I say that my first language was not English. It was math. Like, I cannot do English. Math, it was like no problem. Yeah, I'll admit it all day long. I can't speak English. But I can do math.
So you always knew that you were going to be a CPA?
Yes. Yep. So I went to college for accounting, knew that that's what I wanted to do. I thought that was normal.
No. That's very rare.
I didn't learn that until my daughter was in high school and she was trying to figure out what to do. I'm like, I thought that everybody knew what they wanted to do in high school.
No, I'm telling you, if there's anything I could tell somebody thinking about getting an accountant, we've got somebody here that actually likes it, right?
Yes,
that is a rare treat, I'm telling you.
I really like tax season, so a lot of people think I'm a little crazy, but I do. I thrive in tax season.
Goody.
So now you know the nerd I am. So, yeah. I'm definitely a nerd.
So, walk me through your career. Have you always been in public accounting? Walk me through what that looks like.
Yeah, so no, I haven't always been in public accounting. But when I got out of college, in college, I started interning at a CPA firm. And so I got out of college.
They loved you, didn't they?
Right?
Yeah, they gave you your own office and everything. Yeah. Just throw some files at her. She'll take care of it.
The sad part is she gave me a job, for when I graduated college. Well, I graduated at the wrong time. I graduated when we had a recession. She lost 10 of her largest clients, and she goes, that was your salary.
Oh.
So then I graduated college with no job, and I'm like, what am I going to do? So I did a little bit of accounting, and then she was able to hire me, probably less than a year after college. So it was all good. And I worked with her for several years, and then I decided to go back and get my master's degree and sit for the CPA at that time. And then I went into corporate accounting. I did corporate accounting for 5 or 6 years. And then once I had my daughter, then I wanted to change to a closer, because of Northern Virginia is a crazy place to live. So we didn't live right in Northern Virginia. So I wanted to be closer to home. So then I started working with the CPA firm. And at that point, that's when I started.
That was before the whole Zoom thing, right? Because you could have worked it from home.
Exactly.
Right.
There was no, Zoom or working from home.
Right.
That was not a thing. So then I went from working, like I said, with the corporate into a CPA firm. My whole career up to this point was nothing but tax. Now I started to be able to do audits. And that was exciting. So I did audits for about...
Whoa.
Sorry.
Harm, did she just say doing audits was exciting?
Yeah, she did. She did. I noticed that. I noticed that.
She's got a character flaw and doesn't know it.
But think about it. In the morning, a CPA walks in and she is excited.
She smiled when she said audits. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it was good. I mean, I thought audit was great. But, when I was first out of college and working for that CPA firm, one of the CPAs said, oh, you don't ever want to do audit because audit's boring, audit's no fun, it's really whatever. And so I listened to her. So now when I work with interns at college, I always tell them, college is very focused now on either tax or audit.
Right.
And so they're like, oh, audit's so much easier. Everybody wants to go into audit. I'm like, don't let somebody tell you. You need to experience both.
Right.
Because you never know. And so I only did 6 years of audit. And then
Only?
And how many audits were there?
Well, with everything that happened with Enron and Arthur Andersen, auditing was a lot different. So there was a lot more strict requirements and stuff. So it's difficult to continue that. And I was given a choice with one of the big firms I worked for that either stick with auditing or move into management through tax. You could go into management through audit, but it's going to take several more years because you don't have the experience that you have in tax. And I never wanted to give up tax because
she loves all those numbers and decimals and percentages.
So I ended up giving up audit and just sticking with tax, and I'm really glad I did because I do.
So walk me into the small business world, right? And I guess there was a move involved in that. So you moved from Virginia to North Carolina at the same. Was that at the same time?
No, well, so I moved down about 12 years ago, and I went from a big firm up in Virginia to a smaller but growing firm in Charlotte. And I worked with them for about 6 years. And then they kind of moved locations, and I decided to change. And
so I got some texts during the break, and they say one of them was, wow, I've never seen a CPA smile before. So, and that's because they don't know what I know. Every time you talk about what you do, you smile because I can tell you really like it.
I do.
That's a rare treat.
I know.
So talk about the switch, right? The switch from working for the man, I guess I shouldn't say man anymore.
No,
working
it's
for,
off.
What do you want me to say? Working for the bit person?
Careful. Stay woke.
Working for the big corp, okay? And then switch, working for yourself. Talk about that switch, and then where'd the clients come from? How did that happen?
So, I mean, the switch was mostly family driven. I needed